Mister, where's your wife?
I thought it was.
It's spam TV.
Never really know.
Where's the Tony?
How they changed it.
She's coming, they blocked off another street.
What is
It's the
this?
Tony.
How they changed it.
She's coming, she's.
Oh.
Come on, guys, how do you not know? All right, here we go, 9:01. Welcome, everybody. We've got a new realtor that started last week. Her name's Kayleen Barton. She is part-time, so you may not see her a ton. But if you do see her, make sure you welcome her. She will,
Be nice.
yeah, be nice to her would be great. Yeah, in general.
Is she Norman herself?
She's Norman, yep. So one of Lauren and I's former customers that just got in real estate. Some of you may remember that the team last week at Listing Mastery won the Murder Mystery Dinner. So I have this little video for what happened last time they did a Murder Mystery Dinner, how it ended. It gets pretty intense.
I didn't do it.
Okay. Everybody just calm down. Count of three, we're all gonna put down our guns. I have crossbows. We'll put down our weaponry on the count of three. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
He revealed himself to be a double agent, at which point Dwight felt comfortable revealing that he also was a double agent. And then Michael announced to everybody that, get this, he was a double agent. Oh, and it is 6 o'clock. Really?
It wasn't me.
Look at his name.
I'm not going down for this.
Strap.
Get the keys out of my purse, start the car.
Time to look forward to.
I didn't do it.
One more time. Tell me something good. Trey, you got anything?
We won our first coach pitch team
Oh,
last night.
nice.
Somehow it's a second year team.
Wow, big win. Congrats, Jimmy.
I also won my first coach pitch game.
Wow, that's good. What position you play?
Did you get a hit?
Yes. Tonight, we're gonna actually sleep in a house.
That's
So
nice.
that'll be nice.
Been a bit of a nomad for the last few
Right,
days.
yeah, living in trash bags and under bridges.
That sounds nice. Lorna?
I think the weather's nice.
I don't know.
We had a fun day yesterday.
Yeah, that was a good deal. I don't know. My grass is starting to get green
No.
again. so that's
Getting green.
Exciting, let me get the
Is your
phone.
neighbor's yard greener? Because it always
Yeah.
green on the other side
No,
of the
my
fence.
neighbors actually have a lot of weeds. and Make
She
my
gets mad
yard
about that,
hard
actually.
to deal with.
Yeah. Lilia?
Took my grandbaby to the zoo on Saturday, so loved it. Yeah.
That's fun. Cindy?
We might have found out any horse.
Oh, yeah, that's when you're up in Yukon.
Yep.
Is it a mini horse?
No, he's pretty big.
Really? That's exciting.
Yeah, she was having lots of fun.
Good.
She was determined to make him lope, so.
Yeah, loping's a horse term you guys probably don't know, but
I did.
obviously I know.
Obviously.
What is it?
Explain it to us, Mitch.
What's a
I
lope?
don't want to get into all that.
It's very scientific.
He said, I thought he said
Whoa,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very scientific.
I don't know
Um,
what that is.
Yeah, it's when the horse kind of Bows down.
It's between a walk and a run.
Oh, it's kind of between the walk.
It's like,
After he bows
it's
down.
like when you've had a lot of tea and you can't find a bathroom.
Okay.
It's the
A
next,
jog.
it's the next year after trotting.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Allison, any more stuff you got?
Follow that up.
No, no horse.
Okay.
I went to the Thunder game on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun.
Ange, Mange.
My son has a driver's license and I'm no longer an Uber driver.
She's the breakfast person.
Now I'm the breakfast person.
Okay, good. Cool.
I'll take all complaints.
Anita?
Got lots of handyman stuff done in my house and the ceiling painted
That's
and the
good.
mess cleaned up.
Good. Fun week. Joy?
I had my girls and grandkids this weekend, all at one time.
Sounds fun.
I don't usually get them that way.
Tony?
Finally got an appraiser to pick up the appraisal order for a house I'm under contract.
Oh, yeah.
Was it a pain?
Took a while.
Well, yeah, I don't know yet. He just picked it up yesterday. It's just,
Took a long time.
they're just a little bit different. Have you noticed?
Appraisers?
No,
The builders.
Oh,
they're
okay.
good guys. It's just-
Sure.
So much.
Kaylin,
I helped a friend get ready to get some
to get some what?
quails.
Oh, yeah,
Help her like
quails.
set up where they're gonna stay.
They're as pets.
I guess they're
Eat
just
'em?
gonna lay eggs.
Do you eat the quail eggs?
I say it's a lot smaller.
You have them for your bird dogs to help train, you can actually raise them.
Hmm,
They're good to eat. They're good to eat.
interesting.
My
I've had
dad,
that.
my dad used to raise them for a sporting club.
Yeah. Huh,
Had a huge set of eggs.
Sherry,
I enjoyed the weather this weekend.
yeah, some good weather, right?
It's nice.
Eric.
I won a night of a murder mystery
Oh,
dinner
yeah. that's
and
good.
scheduled it.
Oh, you got it scheduled?
Got it scheduled,
Very
too.
good, very good. Whitney, you got anything exciting this week?
No, nothing at all.
Whitney, I don't know if you can read it up here, but I have it on the screen, had a baby as an option, so.
Okay, perfect. If I can use that,
Yeah, you got that.
You can have.
thanks.
Pretty easy week. How you feeling?
We're good. We got a sick toddler, so that's been
Oh,
a challenge, but we're making it.
that's good. Good to hear. Tammy, you there?
Yes,
You got anything good?
made it back safely from my flight.
Good. You're back from Michigan?
Yes,
Nice. That's good to hear. Glad to have you back. Destiny?
I had a wedding this weekend. I had a-
Leaderboards, next week will be the first week, so we'll hand out some shirts, or the first week of the new month, so we'll hand out some shirts. We got a few people at GCI levels. Kaylin's currently in 5th at 3,000 for the month. Jimmy's in 4th at 7 for the month. Tony's in 3rd at 12,000 for the month. Lauren's in 2nd at 15 for the month. And Angela is gonna get her 30K shirt. Now, this is the last leaderboard that you guys will get to ever see Angela's name on, because now she's actually, well, you get to see it this same leaderboard next week when we do the final March leaderboard, but she's actually headed to New Jersey next week for Weichert Leadership Academy. So she'll be learning how to be a broker basically all next week. And from then on, you don't have to compete against her, which is really nice.
I'm fine with it.
I'm okay with it
We'll
too.
pluck her name right out of there, so,
Let's go ahead.
yeah.
Let's just take her off right now.
Let's just leave this up the whole meeting.
Also, this will be the last time you see her on here, but Rachel's in 5th, Taylor's in 4th, Tony's in 3rd, Lauren's in 2nd, and Angel's leading us.
Yeah, sure is.
Again, get a good look at it. She won't be up there anymore.
And I'm done working for the year.
Yeah, pluck her out of there.
She says that every week and then the number just keeps getting better. So I don't know how that works.
I'm in a lull.
Yeah.
It's all luck.
Yep, that's what it's like with Angela. Okay, awards levels, Angela's already at the plaque level, almost at, or sorry, she's already at the certificate level, almost at plaque level. Kaylin's now projected to get to the certificate level. Lily is on the bubble. You're on the bubble. You got 3 under contract? Spoiler alert, okay. Plaque level, Jimmy's on the bubble, Rachel's on the bubble, Taylor's on the bubble. Trophy level, Lauren's projected to get there, Tony's on the bubble. Gold trophy level, nobody. And again, this is the last time you'll have to see her up here. And Richards.
So will she not be able to get that if she's a broker?
So what happens is they actually only count her money up to when she became a broker, but she probably won't even get a certificate this year. We probably won't send her up there for that, so. Yeah. Now all her awards will be her branch-based awards, so that's what she'll have to compete for, is her realtor she brings in under.
Or me.
Poor Ange, everyone feel really bad for her. All right, no curb new listings. I don't have any that aren't under contract yet. Anybody got any new listings coming up or anything we can talk about?
Crickets.
A little scary. Okay. We didn't have any open houses listed, but I think, did you do one, Kaylin?
Yeah, Tony and I did.
Tony, and you did one? Okay. We just didn't have it.
We didn't get it in
Okay.
until late Friday.
And you guys had like one couple come through?
I have like 2.
Two couples.
We had one couple and the neighbor across the street.
Oh, and the neighbor. Gotcha. Okay. And then any any houses we have available for open houses, I would say, oh, gosh, let me talk about one new listing I was supposed to talk about. Susie has a new listing coming up in Washington. It'll be listed on Easter weekend, which is the Friday before Easter, which is 2 weeks from Friday, I think. Something like that.
17th.
Okay, so like 2 weeks from Friday, I think. It's like across the street from Washington School, so it'll get a ton of interest. It'll be listed at 275. Really, really good house in terms of generating leads and promoting it. So keep that in mind. If you got anybody looking in the area, let them know that we got something coming up out there, because those go in about 5 minutes. So may not even get to, we'll see. Hopefully we get to fully market it. So open house is available. Hillview.
Oh, yeah.
Is available, still very available. Any other? I don't think we have any others that I know of. So closings from last week. Jimmy closed his house on, is that right? Is that last week? Wow, it feels like longer.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Trust me, it does.
Okay, you're up, Jimmy. Spin
2000
it.
It was actually 2007 I closed.
Now.
Been homeless.
So close.
I'll get with you.
Tickets
Thank you.
closed yesterday. Lorno
Funded.
funded after like 4 hours.
4 hours.
Cash.
But if you would not, sign by.
Thank you. I know how to do stuff.
Cindy got her condo under contract. It's going pretty smoothly, right, Cindy?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I need to know.
I'm in the same.
It's going great.
Lilia got Noble under contract. Yeah. Caitlin wrote this offer and got a buyer under contract on a new build in Arcadia.
Very cool. Good job.
Yep. Cool one. I don't even know if we could put this up here.
I prefer not to bring attention to the problem.
Sorry, Wendy.
It's like,
Moving right along.
Good times and
The new feet.
No reductions are back on markets. Any other no curves that we missed? Quick, local market update. So anybody so people are competing a lot for houses. We got a ton of buyers. It's really hard to get a buyer under contract, right? It's very competitive, all of that. So one of the options they could do is what? Sure, yeah. But one of the options, if it's too hard to buy one of these houses and compete with everybody, they could do what?
Reps.
Okay, don't say that yet.
Sell when they're in.
Build.
Bill, there we go. Thank you, Jimmy. That's what I was looking for. So has anyone had any of their customers look into a new build recently?
Yeah.
Looking into a new build recently. What kind of feedback did you get from the builder on the new builds? What's the kind of situation if you want to build a house right now? Anybody know?
It's a while before they're ready too.
Yeah,
There's some that most of them, when we were looking, were May. We were looking in April 18th at the time, trying to look in, but most of them were May, June, July before they're really ready.
yeah. Yeah, so stuff's pushed back. There's no inventory available, so they used to build these things called spec homes, which used to be a really common thing that we had, like we'd had ready to go built homes that you could walk through. Those just don't exist anymore. And even we were working with Tabor last week with a customer, and they are one of those production builders that can usually get a house in like 5 to 6 months kind of thing from ground up all the way up. And they're at 8 to 9 months right now, even those guys that build them super, super fast. So building a house right now is tough. And so this is a little background info on kind of why it's tough. Bess, do you want to read this first one?
Sure. Nearly everything needed in the home building process is facing some sort of a delay and subsequent price increase. When supplies are low, charges inevitably go up. Meanwhile, a lack of availability is causing huge delays, meaning builders are struggling to stay on schedule.
So a big part of the delays are the supply chain issues that we see with everything else, right? But that's one piece, just one piece of what's going on that's causing home build prices to go up and them to go slowly. Jimmy, you want to read this one?
Builders are grappling with supply chain issues that are extending construction time and increasing costs.
So that's National Home Builders of America. Trent, you want to read this one?
The skilled labor shortage in the construction industry is not new. It's been an issue for more than a decade now.
So there's this other piece of it is the skilled labor shortage. So that's what builders are really saying is one of their big problems is finding the skilled labor availability to be able to get work done, subcontractors, things like that. Trent, you didn't read his name.
Daytime.
So that's the Deputy Chief Economist for First American. So that's another piece of it is that skilled labor shortage. That's been going on for a long time. And that's why builders are saying we've been so far behind on new builds for a long time, not just this recent supply chain issue. Lilia?
The residential construction industry is facing a crisis as builders manage the critical shortage of building materials and labor. Explosive supply and labor costs are forcing long delays. So true.
Okay, so yeah, we're seeing that on all kinds of different stuff, with the new builds especially. So my buyers are having trouble competing with everybody on existing homes because there's like 40 offers. We got to make this great offer. It's impossible. We have a conventional loan. We can't beat the cash offers. Building's going to take too long, or it's too expensive, or there's just no good options for them. What's my next option? Well, this is building. Building's going to take too long or cost too much. What's my next option?
Rent.
No. That's option 7.
Choose to remain homeless.
Okay, that's option 6, but close. It's right before renting.
Choose to
Buy
buy
a sweet single wife.
Okay. The answer I was looking for was have your realtor create a listing for you, right? Have your realtor go find you a listing that maybe not everybody's competing for. What type of listings do not all realtors see? Good answer, good answer. So for sale by owner, so quick poll question for you guys. How many people during listing mastery have made a call to a for sale by owner? Just raise your hand if you've made a call to a for sale by owner. Just made a call out to it. Good. How many people have talked to a for sale by owner during listing mastery? Okay, good.
Brennan's not here.
Yeah, and for sure he has, yeah, for sure. Okay, so most of the room has called, most of the room has talked to a for sale by owner. Now's the real question. How many people have talked to a for sale by owner more than once during listing mastery?
The same one or just
The same one. Yeah, the hands got way less. Why do we think that is?
You can get a pretty straight up no.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can get a hard no, it's great. Sometimes they're rude. Yeah, and don't waste your time with the rude ones. I'm 100% on board with that, but not all of them are rude. I would say even not the majority of them are rude and hateful. I would say there are a few and far between that are gonna yell at you, right? You've talked to a for sale by owner, correct?
A builder,
Uh-huh.
a bit different.
Okay, why's that different?
A for sale by owner thinks that they can do what we can do and they're pretty set in their ways. And they are kind of doing that in this market. They don't really need us.
Good, okay. That's what I want to talk about. Thanks, Cindy. We practiced this actually just now. Okay, so let's talk a little more about that because I have to cruise along here for a second. Okay, so Allison, you want to read this first bullet point?
Yeah, because 100% of for sale by owners have an immediate desire to sell their home, they're practically raising their hands for help.
Yeah, so this is something Weichert teaches. When you see a for sale by owner sign in a yard, you should think of it as a call for help or someone raising their hand saying, hey, I'd like to sell my house. Can someone come help me? That's how you should look at those for sale by owner signs. This next bullet point is something that you should all have memorized in your back pocket, ready to say at a moment's notice anytime you jump into one of these conversations. Lauren,
FSBO homes tend to offer approximately 26% less than agent assisted homes, which often negates any commission savings.
so that's the newest number from the National Association of Realtors, 26% less than agent assisted homes. And how much is a listing commission for our standard? 6%. So you
Or
guys,
as much as you can get.
sure. So you guys see the difference here in 6% versus 26%. You got to have this number in your back pocket anytime you're trying to sell by owner because they want to talk in money terms. I can talk in money terms. You're losing 26% of what you could get by having me help you market this property. All right, next bullet point, Ange.
Your FSBO strategy is to prove your value over time by differentiating yourself from the competition and having them self-discover what working with you will be like.
There you go. So Cindy says that we're not valuable. I disagree. I think you guys are all very valuable. I think you guys are really good at what you do.
I did not.
FSBO said that.
But your job is to prove it to the FSBO. You've got to show your value. Okay, next bullet point, Cindy.
Focus your conversation on how few, I don't have my glasses, how few FSBOs get the price they deserve and how much longer and harder the process is when you go solo.
Yeah, so focus on, even give them a couple examples of current for sale by owners on the market right now and how long they've sat on the market. You guys saw those examples that I printed out during listing mastery, the days on market of some of those listings. We were seeing stuff in the 60 and 90 days, which doesn't exist in our market right now. Why are FSBOs sitting on the market longer?
They're not marketed as well.
Yeah, they're just not getting the exposure that we expect. Also, when we were looking at those Zillow listings, the pictures and the information about the houses was terrible. Cindy had that new build and they didn't even have any pictures, not a single picture really.
Or
Yeah.
price anywhere.
You couldn't even find the price of the house. All they had was an address, basically, was the only information you got.
I would not have known about that house if it hadn't been for her
Yeah,
Facebook deal.
yeah. So there's your value, and that's how you got to show your value for sure.
And how long had that house been on the market?
I mean, at least 2 months.
Yeah.
Exactly. So these next two bullet points are what you really need, though. Nita,
Show that you care about them by investing in a relationship and not just asking to list their home.
so it's that stuff we talked about last week. You got to take the time and actually develop the relationship. Don't just keep asking to list their home. It may not work out. Someone may end up selling the house before you can list it, but you got to work on investing in that relationship, and down the road, who knows who they're going to refer you to or tell you about. I guarantee if that builder guy that Cindy was working with has a friend that says, hey, we're thinking about selling our house, he's going to go, hey, I got a realtor that you got to use if you're going to list your house, because you've generated that relationship. And then this is the one that we mess up on most, Joy. You don't mess up on most.
Don't give up. It takes an average of 5 to 7 contacts before they list with you.
Right, so that's what we're not doing well enough, okay? The 5 to 7 contacts is the key. If you do that, you got a much better chance of actually developing the relationship. Okay, so anybody in here that's ever listed a for sale by owner property, that's had a for sale by owner that listed it. Oh, you didn't raise your hand. Okay, there we go. Can you guys tell me about maybe the situation or what worked or didn't work or what they liked?
Before they got the listing,
Tell me about how you approached the for sale by owner and how you got the for sale by owner. How about that? How you turned it into a listing.
This was before the crazy.
Okay, before the craziness.
But I just.
It was then on the market for a while, then is what you're saying, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just reached out to them and just said, hey, if I was to have a buyer, would you be interested in letting me show it to them? Keep it in my back pocket and just start the conversation that way. And then I just followed up with them on, hey, have you had much traffic? Is there anything I can help with? And just
kept following up.
Yeah, over time.
So it wasn't the first call and they said, come list my house. Right, okay. So it took a couple follow-ups and then eventually they said, okay, we need your home. Okay, yeah.
This was over in old Brookhaven. It was actually kind of newer Brookhaven then, but I called to just get some information on it, assured them that I was not trying to list it. I actually had buyers that I wanted to preview it, and my wife met me over there. And they live there, so she let me in, and I was talking, I said, so I'd like to show it tomorrow, whatever, 2 to 2:30. How do I get in? Well, we'll just leave it unlocked. And I said, wait a minute, I had a key box. I said, look, here, take this key, it's a mechanical key box. Use it, okay? They're like $35 at wherever, but if you lose it, if you forget to get it back to me, I don't care. But don't leave your house unlocked. Just give that code out to somebody. That's better than nothing. It was before when we were just starting to use electronic lock boxes. And she said, well, let me talk to my husband. I said, well, here it is. If you guys want to use it, fine. If you don't, leave it out and I'll pick it up tomorrow when I show it. And so he calls me and he says, I didn't even think about that. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. I said, look, you guys are both over 21. You know what you're doing. But, you don't know me. I mean, you could look me up. I'm a realtor, but you have your wife meet us here. How safe is that? So that started a dialogue and we continued the dialogue and I ended up listing the house. But I wasn't being sleazy about it. I was genuinely concerned. Yeah. I mean, seriously? That's how many realtors have been mugged or murdered in the last 10 years? A lot more than used to. Sure. And people are just letting, well, leave it unlocked or, I'll let my wife meet you there. She's tougher than I am.
Yeah, certainly a way to show value there. A couple different ways.
What's that?
It's not that common.
It doesn't happen.
Lilia, can you tell us about your FSBO situation?
Sure.
Just how you got it or whatever. So
Basically, I found her on Zillow. There was literally just, I think, one picture, and unfortunately, there was a phone number. So I called to see, how's it going, with the sale and everything. And she was like, well, not really great. Of course, I said, well, can I come by? I'll look at it and see how I can help. And when I went over there was not even a sign in the yard or anything. So we got it talking and we had a door presentation, which you were witness of.
Oh, I wasn't going to mention that, but go ahead. I was there.
Yeah, that's basically how I got it.
So it was kind of two talk. You talked to her twice. You talked to her on the phone, then you met with her, and that was when she decided. Yeah, that's pretty quick. That's really good.
Yeah.
And that's the video now?
She was ready.
Yeah, that was Lilia's witch friend. Oh,
wow.
Just a witch.
Oh, it's two different
things. And then Joy had a recent call with the FSBO she was telling me about this morning. Tell us about this guy.
He was not nice.
Okay.
My buyer had called him the day before and he asked him how much he was asking for the house because there was no price. And he wanted to know first how much he was approved for before he would tell him. So he was upset. So he called me. Then I called him the next day to see if I could set up a showing. And it's in for sale on Van Buren. And the guy, I guess, has a farm 120 miles away. And he said, unless you put money down, I'm not driving 120 miles to let you in to show the house. And I said, well, they're not going to put money down on a house they haven't seen. He said, well, I guess we won't be selling a house. Very rude. Very, very rude.
Obviously, you guys aren't trying very hard, but you can see all the spots that we would add value to that situation for that guy. Like, hey, you're not great on the phone, man. You could really use a realtor handling these phone calls for one. But yeah, and then you need someone that can show it. You need someone that can put an MLS lockbox on it. You don't have pictures. You don't price, all that stuff. Are areas that we can show our value and difference. Okay, so we're going to call our FSBO prospects and offer assistance. We're going to ask for the appointment. We're gonna follow up our voicemail with a text or email. Anyone sent a video email through my Wyker? Has anyone done that?
Tony does that.
I think he does it through he does it through BombBomb, but not through my Wyker.
Bomb bomb is what Wyker.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Not yet.
And we get, and each agent gets 10
10 a month, isn't it?
10 free video emails a month that you can send. And what do you usually say in your videos, Aaliyah? They're not to FISBOs probably, but what do you usually say?
No, I use those for like some new leads, like, hey, just wanted you to put a name to a face and kind of follow up with you. But if you, thanks for registering on my website.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
What do you notice different about video emails versus regular emails?
They get open.
They actually open them, right? Almost every time when we see one of your video
They
emails,
don't
they get open.
respond, but. it's-
Right. They don't necessarily respond, but they get open way more than a regular email gets open. So same thing, it just gives us a chance to kind of create a face-to-face. It's not a true face-to-face, but kind of closer to a face-to-face than a normal email or text or even a phone call. So we're gonna follow up. You're gonna add these new leads to your CRM, update your notes. Why would we add it into our CRM if we're just adding a FISBO that we're calling once?
Don't you remind you to call them again the next time.
Yeah, because we're not just calling them once, right? We got 5 to 7 contacts we gotta make. Now, if that guy's a jerk and maybe you like the guy was to join, I'm all for you just deleting them, saying, hey, I'm not wasting my time or talking to this guy. I'm all about it. Just go to the next one though. And the ones that aren't mean to you, make sure you're doing the full follow-up. So you're gonna add your call and task reminders. You can even add a hashtag so you can search your FISBO so you can talk to them consistently. And we want to vary our communication efforts amongst different things. So call, text, email, video message, those kind of things. But we're not just calling each time and going, hey, you ready to list your house? Hey, you ready to list your house? Hey, you ready to list your house? What do we need to be doing? Yeah, we gotta show them value, right? So some of the things that were mentioned, Tony talked about his lockbox that he provided. We talked about being able to do showings, photos, marketing. One thing is open house best practices that we could share with them. And what kind of stuff would you guys say to a FISBO about open houses? Let me start the conversation. Hey, have you guys done any open houses on it yet? What are they gonna say?
What's an open house?
Okay, yeah, those are your two options probably. Yeah, what's an open house? No, or no, I hear those never work or something like that, right? And then you're gonna immediately say,
Helps you bring more buyers in at the short time.
okay, well, let's give them something specific. Give me a really specific success open house recent story.
Bring
Give it numbers of how many people we brought through.
There you go. So, hey, a couple of weeks ago in Washington, we listed a house and had 160 people come through. So you're missing out on a lot of people that would come through an open house.
I wonder what the percentage of people that actually buy a house attend an open house is.
Yeah, I think there's a number on that.
Something like
73% of buyers attend an open house before they buy, right? So, hey, you're missing out on 3/4 of people if you're not hosting an open house at your property. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about some best practices, marketing them, getting people there. And offer to do the open house, obviously, for the for sale by owner. I don't think I've ever seen a for sale by owner hosting an open house on their own. Maybe that happens, but I don't remember that happening very often. So usually we can do it a lot different, provide that service for them. Wait, why don't you guys like doing open houses? Let's hear those reasons / excuses they usually get. Oh, nothing. We love them.
Mitch makes us.
Okay. No, why do you not like doing open houses? Because there's got to be a reason.
Talking from a real estate perspective.
I feel like we've been doing better on doing.
No, I know, but why do you not like doing open houses?
Maybe because they think it's a waste of time if no one shows up.
Okay, if no one shows up.
Are you talking from the real estate perspective?
I'm talking as realtors,
I hate putting.
talking to you guys.
I catch the irony.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, I want to hear the reasons.
I don't like the sign part.
It's a Saturday, I have to deal with it. I have to put signs out.
Charlie puts up your sign.
No, he does not.
Takes up the whole day. So if you guys don't like doing open houses and this is your guys' profession, imagine the guy that just lives in a house having to host an open house and what that means, the kind of fear and pain that puts in his head of, oh my gosh, I gotta host an open house and talk to random people that are gonna walk through and try to put out signs, or I guess I gotta go buy signs or something. I don't even know how it would start, right? So think about all the things that go through their head. If you guys have those little things and this is what you do, this is what you're most comfortable with. All right, so safety showing tips. Tony talked a little bit about this, but safety is a big thing and something that we can mention to them as realtors, professionals who show houses all the time. What are some things that a for sale by owner should know about safety and showings?
Who's in their house?
Yeah, so maybe, hey, you probably want to keep a record of everyone that's been in your house, right? And when
Something
they were
I
in it.
use with FISBOs to encourage them to allow me to list is tell them that 1 out of 3 people that come through open house are actually serial killers. It's I forgot I got that stat, it's pretty accurate, I think. And so it's way too hazardous for you to do it on your own.
Sure.
So you put your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Sales.
Luckily, I'm here to
I've had
help
some
you.
success with this.
Yeah.
So how many FISBOs have you got?
Okay, other safety showing tips that we could share with a for sale by owner.
Put up all prescription
Yeah.
drugs,
Make sure you hide your valuables.
firearms, valuable jewelry, or art pieces that can be carried off.
Yeah, just a reminder, good idea to keep all that stuff put away, hidden, locked up.
Especially prescription drugs.
Yeah, just because you never know who's walking through your house, right? Especially if you're taking random calls from Joe off the street to come walk through your house that doesn't have a realtor or anything, and you have no idea who this person is. So make sure you keep all that stuff put away. And what we're doing is we're offering value. We're also showing how having a realtor would help them, right? At the same time. That's kind of what's happening on each of these. Okay, staging curb appeal. You guys got any good staging curb appeal tips that you give to people?
Make sure it's clean.
Clean, declutter, right? That's gonna be a common thing we're gonna say. Yep, right on. Any curb appeal tips you guys usually get? You guys think curb appeal matters?
Yes.
Even in this market, do you guys think curb appeal matters? Like would you
Yes.
tell people to freshen their flowers and stuff in the spring? Does it matter?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Updates on the competition market, what could we give them here?
Just like the open house thing we talked about. That's one of the things we talked about. We just have hosted an open house in Washington.
Oh, yeah, just stuff, traffic.
Right, traffic.
Days on market for like their competition, how long stuff's staying on? Okay, yeah. So this is something that's really tough to get if you're not a realtor. Actually getting competition wide or market wide data, they can get very specific house data from like Zestimates and stuff. But actually getting market wide data is really tough if you try to do it without our access to the MLS. So that's something really valuable we can provide. Disclosures, what could we give them help with on disclosures?
Well, I don't even know that that's a requirement.
Yeah, that a property condition disclosure is required on any contract. Yes,
Or somebody needs to explain, there's some funky questions on that thing.
yeah.
One guy that I showed his FISBO said, I've sold 4 houses now and I've never used Realtor. Blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, well, go ahead and shoot me over those disclosures. What's disclosures?
Right.
What's the federal law that's required
Sure.
based off this act? Our ask it real big.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Very, I don't know if I've ever showed a FISBO with actual disclosures already filled out at the time I was showing it. So asking for them is one real easy way to get that conversation started, just saying, hey, can you send me over those disclosures before I show it or whatever?
You know, I think a good way too is you have to show them where you can bring value, which is what you're talking about. But so all of our forms are accessible, they're public.
Right.
OREC.gov.org.
You can go to the website.
Anybody can reach up there and grab them, download them, print them. Can they explain them?
Yeah.
I mean, some of these contracts, I mean, sort of try to explain the inspection timeframe, time reference date. If you leave this blank, I mean, at first read, that's not an easily discernible paragraph. And that's a basic part of the contract.
Yeah, and explaining the inspection period, how you get out of the inspection periods, paragraph 7B and all of that.
How much earnest money can they take?
Sure.
How much earnest money?
What does earnest money do?
What does
Yeah.
earnest
There's a million
Who
things
holds
that
it?
you can start bringing up and helping them with. So this is the key though, anytime you talk to a for sale by owner, and it's gonna take multiple contacts most of the time unless you're Lily and can get it on the second contact, which is awesome. It's gonna take multiple times talking to them.
She was
Set,
desperate at her witch thing.
yeah, the witch thing wasn't, was a good time. And she had Russian dolls also in the house, which I think
That
was
was
the
a-
reason that she wanted. Yeah, nesting dolls. Set the expectation when you'll be checking back in with them. Hey, do you mind if I call you back in a week just to see how things are going? Very rarely are people like, no, don't call me back in a week, checking to see how things are going. That's very, very rare, okay? We're always gonna mention the listing appointment. How are we gonna mention the listing appointment to them?
Couple options.
Okay, okay, yeah, give them a couple time options. Hey, I'm happy to meet at this time or this time, because I'd love to give you my, yeah, I'd love to present my fully custom marketing plan to sell your house, right? I'd love to meet up to do that. You're gonna mention it on every phone call. Hey, just remember, I'm always ready if you are. I'd love to give you my fully customized marketing plan to sell your house. Okay,
Or set it up as a soft close. I'm gonna swing by
Mention it.
next week. It's okay with you to show you my custom
Yeah.
marketing plan with Thursday at 3.
in those 2 times, yeah. Yeah, so we're always trying to get that, all we're trying to do every time we talk to these FSBOs, we're sharing value to them to build a relationship. But we're always mentioning, hey, we're trying to get to that listing appointment. Okay, so if you need some of the resources, there's a ton of them. These slides again are on the drive and you guys are welcome to take a photo or whatever, but you got tons of resources available at any time to use to go talk to these for sale by owners. It's a whole nother slide of them. But let's talk a little bit about what you're gonna say in these. I don't remember who I'm at. Let's just start over, Destiny.
Hi, this is Destiny from Migrant Realtors ABC Group. We spoke about 5 days ago. I was thinking about you and wanted to check in. How did it go this week? Is there anything I can help with?
Yeah, so our follow-up for FSBOs is usually gonna be a weekly follow-up. So we're saying, hey, how'd it go this week? You have any new offers, any new showings, anything like that? Okay, Jimmy?
I know it's not an easy process. It tends to become your full-time job. Is there something in your marketing plan that you feel that you are missing that would generate the right buyer for your home?
Cool, so we're gonna actually let them talk and tell you about their experience. They're probably gonna tell you some horror stories about some jerk that came through their house or some realtor that came through and left the back door unlocked and
Or actually use the bathroom.
used the bathroom, didn't even flush, something like that. Trent?
I really like to help you figure out your next move with selling your home. Let's set up some time to talk about your marketing strategy and how you can tweak it to appeal to the current buyer. What is the best time to meet? I'm available tomorrow afternoon or evening, or is it evening?
Yep, so we're gonna give them a couple times there. Okay, some more follow-up dialogue, Lilia.
Hi, whatever your name is.
This might be the same.
Lilia from Migrant Realtors in here. Hey.
That's new, okay. Keep reading.
That's long, Lou, quick.
You have it memorized?
We spoke, isn't that the same thing? No, we spoke about, I don't know, 4 days ago.
Mhm.
I was thinking about you and wanted to check in. How was your buyer traffic been this week? Have you received any offers?
Okay. More now.
That's great. You've had a lot of interest and possibly an offer. You're requesting a pre-approval with every offer, right?
This is a really, really good question because FSBOs will tell you, hey, I've gotten like 4 offers. I think I can handle this, man. I don't need some realtor telling me what to do. That's great. Did you get those pre-approvals with your offers?
Or did you get it in writing?
Did you get them in writing? Probably the first step.
What's the definition for
Yeah.
Did you get them in writing? And then did you get a pre-approval? Because that opens up a whole nother can of worms because how good is an offer without a pre-approval, right? And then the next question is probably earnest money. Okay, then Cindy.
With so many buyers obtaining the pre-approvals online, it's a challenge for most sellers to really know if their buyer is financially qualified. Would it be helpful to have my mortgage partner validate all your pre-approvals? We would be happy to help.
Okay, so you would potentially take a pre-approval, send it over to them, see if it looks legit. Have your mortgage partner just reach out to them. Allison.
I can stop by this evening to drop off my mortgage partner's contact information and I will include our Weichert brochure. It's a great resource for our sellers. In the meantime, I will email my mortgage partner with your contact information. Please feel free to call him or her if you should have any additional questions about interest rates or loan programs. How does that sound? Great.
Okay, so just another way we're offering value through our connections. Hopefully you have a mortgage partner you're real comfortable talking with. You could send a text and say, hey, I got these people. Do you mind reaching out to them? Here's a text version of it. Ange.
It's Pat from Weichert. I left you a voicemail this morning. I was hoping
Getting
to catch up to see how things are going for you this week. I have some recent market activity in your neighborhood that you will find very interesting. I don't need to come in. I can just stop by quickly. Do you have time tomorrow?
So this is a good follow-up text if you're just gonna do a quick market report on what's going on, days on market, something like that. Hey, I was just gonna drop it off while I drove by on my way home or whatever. I don't need to come in or anything, but do you mind if I come by and drop it off after work? Something like that. You're just dropping off a document, a way to provide value with those market stats. Okay, now's the actual key of this whole thing. We gotta actually do this stuff. Anita?
Call and connect or re-engage with at least 20 FSBOs in your market area.
How many FSBOs do you guys think are in our market area?
Probably 20.
You think so?
Sure you checked before you.
There's a lot more than 20. There are a ton of FSBOs on the market right now, a ton of them. And they're staying on the market way longer than any existing inventory. So they're staying on the market as more come up. And over the next month, you're gonna see a ton more FSBOs come up as we get to spring selling season.
Did you have any data as far as average time on market for a FSBO as opposed to a realtor listed house?
It's so hard to compare.
Okay.
For our it's because they don't have their info in an MLS or anything.
Yeah.
So what I do is usually I just grab a few of them and use them as more examples. Like, look at this one, it's been on for 90, this one 40. We're averaging 14 days on the market, you know, something like that. Because I can tell you the MLS wide numbers really easily.
Yeah.
But getting all the FSBOs average is tough. Yeah. You kind of have to just pick a few examples and go, these houses are similar to yours and look how long they're staying on the market compared to the MLS ones. But yeah, good question.
Thank you.
Joy?
Clarify or reconfirm their plan with open-ended questions to determine their current motivations.
So we're gonna recap our original conversation. And if you're gonna recap your original conversation with the FSBO, that means you have to. You gotta have notes of some sort, right? So you gotta ask them in the first conversation, but also you gotta take notes so that when you call them back in a week, you can actually remember what you guys talked about. Okay, then Tony.
Be prepared to offer them valuable information to help them understand the value of working with you.
Yeah, so each week you should just have maybe a little paragraph or something of value that you've got ready to go for each of your FSBO conversations. Kaylin?
Close, and close for an appointment to provide more assistance and guidance.
So always remember, we're providing value, trying to get to a listing presentation, providing value, trying to get to a listing presentation. Okay, so this week, Eric?
Continue to call, drop by and engage your first sale by owner prospects.
And text a follow-up to your call as part of your campaign.
What would that be? What's an example of a follow-up?
Any of that dialogue we just went over would be great.
Beyond, hey, thanks for your time. I know you get calls all the time about your house being on the market.
Well, so
appreciate your time.
So you called a week ago, right? So you talked to them and said, hey, how's it going? They're like, I don't need a realtor or whatever.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, do you mind if I follow up in a week just to see how things are going?
Yeah.
They say, great, follow up in a week. I don't care.
Yeah.
So you call back and you say, hey, just want to see how your buyer traffic went this week. Did you get anybody? Did you show the house at all? Did you have any offers, anything like that? So just to get them talking about their experience during the week is what you're doing. Then boom, I'm going to provide value at the end of that. I'm going to give them something that we talked about in terms of value. So if they mention a bunch of showings, hey, just check in. Are you making sure you put all your valuables and stuff away, getting everything locked up just in case? So you want to tie it back into whatever they talked about, provide them some value.
You know, it seems to me that one must have a checklist and might even maybe
Of what to mention.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
or a plan,
Yeah, you kind of want like
or even like a small PowerPoint that would have slides.
yeah, you got slides available right here.
And you could use those, couldn't you?
I agree, Tony.
Wow, if I were really organized, I'd copy those.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea to have those right in front of you, ready to go.
Do you want to talk about the Hassel plan?
Yeah, so, and we've talked about this a couple times. Bill Hassel, who is our regional director, is that what you're, okay. He's our regional VP, but his FSBO move was he would go up to houses that had a for sale by owner in the yard. He did like 80% of his business for sale by owners, and this guy was doing, I don't know, $500,000.
Deals per year.
200 deals per year, that's right, that's the number that he was using, 200 deals per year. But he would just park in the driveway, leave his car running, open the door, go knock on the door and say, hey, just saw the for sale by owner sign in your yard. I'm a local realtor, I'm headed to another appointment, here's my info in case you ever want to talk about selling your house. You just hand him the card, he would leave. And a lot of times they would stop him and even grab him and go, wait. Can you tell me this or answer this question or help me with this? You go, yeah, I'd love to talk about it. I'm going to my other appointment, but I'll swing right back by after, or I'll give you a call here in a couple of hours when I get done with it. We can talk all about it. Right? So he's setting up that expectation really fast. Then he's gonna set up a presentation with that meeting. Yeah.
I did that.
You did?
Yep, and then I found myself in a rehab center.
What?
I swear.
Please elaborate.
You were the rehab or the seller?
Please elaborate.
So I was driving by, there's a for sale by owner sign. I said, hey, bitch, we want me to pull in here.
Good, yeah, like that.
I turned in and it was like a huge, it looked like a Ford truck.
Yeah.
Pull in there.
I went to Rob's ranch.
Yeah.
And it's the corner property.
Yeah, so, but it looked like that sign was right in front of there, so I pulled in there and I was approached by quite a few people. It was a little
I
scary.
thought you were surrendering yourself.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, bye, everybody. I said, yeah,
No,
no.
this is- that's why you collect competitors' business cards.
My name's Angela.
That's great.
That's about as badly as it can go. About as bad
And it
as
would
it can
happen
go.
to me.
Yeah, that's about as bad.
Or if they're wearing ankle bracelets.
I mean, we're pretty close, so yeah.
Yeah.
That
We're an
is-
anchor bracelet, you're probably not gonna list them.
That's right. In general, try to stick to houses, not those.
I said, is this place the one that's for sale by owner? He goes, oh, this place isn't for sale. I said, yeah, that makes sense. Y'all kind of need it.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. Okay. Thank you for that little.
So do some research
Big
first.
real house. Okay, so if you are looking for some help with generating for sale by owner contacts, Destiny has created a nice little story for you guys, which you've already been emailed in. It's 3 photos here. So now that we're hitting spring, a lot of people are thinking about for sale by owning for sure, like always. So we got this little story, thinking about selling your home on your own this spring. We got our stat that we just all talked about from the National Association of Realtors. For sale by owners sell for 26% less than agent assisted sales. Okay, so it's ready to go. And then we're gonna talk in FSBO language, make more money, use a realtor. And then we got a couple of different options. So you'll notice the image that you got sent just has this white box at the bottom, so you can use it how you want. This is with a text code. So text free home val to our smart number. That's when you'll get notified that someone wants a home valuation. You would respond with, hey, send me your address and I'll put together your valuation for you, something like that. Another option you could use is a QR code. And this would point to a landing page. So it would pop up on their story with a little link button they could click and it would take you to the landing page. And you're thinking, oh, Mitch, you said landing page and QR code in the same sentence. I stopped listening to you a while back. But let me show you how easy it really is. Yeah.
How do you scan a code when it's on the phone? You have
So
to
this is
get
the cool part. So iPhones now have the ability to, if you see a QR code in a Instagram story, it pops up with, just like you do when you scan at a restaurant or whatever. So you don't scan the code anymore. The iPhone software picks up the QR code. You can build your own.
Do Android do that?
I just haven't tested on Android, but I will say when you guys post these and I'll let you know.
Probably not.
I am curious about it. I am curious about it. We'll see. Okay, so the QR codes, you guys all know how to build a QR code, right?
Yes.
Totally. So we're there. So it's
I followed the
easy.
instructions.
It's easy. We've got a bunch of different guides on how to do a QR code.
If
Okay.
I can do it, anybody can.
So the hard part of this is not the QR code. The hard part is the landing page. That's what's stressing people out, right? Okay. So your landing page would look something like this. Wonder what your home could sell for, enter your address below to get a free full analysis. And you could put a couple bullet points, whatever you want, but the key is they're gonna type their address down here. Okay, so how does that help us if we just get an address from people?
We can look it up.
Okay, and then what do we do with it?
It'll see me.
Okay, so I run the comms, I do a CMA, but then what do I do?
Go there, drive there, contact, recontact.
Go knock on the door. You could knock on the door. That might be a little bit forward to start with. What's the problem with this?
Mail.
Like, hey.
I don't have any way to send it to them, right? I've just got their, besides mailing it to them, snail mail. But the cool part about this is that it's gonna pop up to a automated valuation, Zestimate basically, valuation of the house. but it's gonna be blurred out in the background. It's gonna say enter your address to see the full valuation. Enter your email address to see the full valuation. So they'll put in their email address and boom, now we got a lead we can actually work with. We got an email address and we got their physical address. They're gonna see the automated valuation. We're gonna say what, Tony?
I'm sorry, what?
They're gonna see the automated valuation, but we're gonna say immediately.
We're gonna say, you know, if you'd like a more in-depth evaluation, when is a good time that we could get together?
That's right.
Are you available this afternoon, or would you like to do it this evening?
So the automated valuation, we've really given them just what Zillow would give them, right? Just here's a circle of all the houses that have sold that are somewhat similar, and here's the average, and here's that multiplied times your square footage. But we do a little bit more than that. So we're gonna reach out to them immediately and go, hey, that was the automated valuation. I'd love to do a full-blown analysis on your property and tell you what it'll sell for. So you've now got this contact and this opportunity. So you're thinking this landing page looks impossible to build, right? Everyone's thinking this looks impossible, Mitch. I don't know what you're talking about. Also, if you don't want to do the QR code because that stresses you out, or you want to be nice to Android users, I guess, you could type this and just put in a link like we've done on a bunch of other tutorials during Listing Mastery, just a link to that same landing page. That would take them there. Okay, so how do I build a landing page? Oh, we got a quick tip that's new this week. Address capture landing pages. So they're specific to address capturing, and they're even less options because you do address capture, it's even easier to customize. So it's a 2-minute video. If you can focus for 2 minutes, you can learn how to build address capture landing pages by watching that quick tip. It'll show you exactly how to build the landing page, and then you can link it in your story. Everyone got that? If you don't know how to get to our YouTube channel, just go to YouTube, search Weichert Realtor Centennial. You should subscribe, so it's always a quick link over on the left, but if you don't, you can always just search Weichert Realtor Centennial and we'll pop up. Now, this is the really exciting part. This is the really, really exciting part. I can tell you guys are excited. Okay, this is even more exciting.
Wait, there's more.
Our staff has decided they wanted to really take part in the quick tip video series. So now Sherry and Destiny are posting weekly quick tip videos for you guys in their specific areas that you guys can learn even more when you need answers. You can see the excitement on her face. Okay. So the first one, oh, I didn't change the title of this. So the first transaction management quick tip is posted, and it's how to move transactions to close in your revenue sheets. This is Sherry's newest video. It lasts 20 seconds. If you don't know how to move a closing to close in your revenue sheet, it probably takes less than 20 seconds. But the video tutorial on how to do it takes 20 seconds. And Destiny put together creating a property boost through My Weichert. This is a 2-minute video that'll tell you how to actually property boost any property in the MLS. It doesn't even have to be your listing necessarily, or our listing necessarily. It could be any listing in MLS or even a manual ad like a for sale by owner or a new build or something. So she'll take you through actually creating a property boost through My Weichert, which auto generates Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and web ads to generate leads for you that just immediately come into your My Weichert system for you.
Do we have to have permission from the listing agents? It's not out.
So it'll put it as courtesy of, but we should really be doing this like new builds if it's not our listing, because their builders are always happy to have you promoting their listings. Or you can get permission from a for sale by owner. Hey, do you mind if I promote your stuff on social media like we did last week? We talked about doing that. Okay. So Destiny's series will be things that she does for our office that's generating leads for you guys that you pay for through our office. But she's showing you guys how to do it for your own business so you can go generate your own leads and not pay referral fees on them. So that's what all of her videos will be about. Okay. Green Team this week is marketing and listing part 5 and 6. Then we have relocation training. It's our quarterly relocation training on Thursday from 10 to 11. If you're on the reload team, it's required for you to be here. If you would like to be on the relocation team moving forward, it's required that you're here. It's also super good training for everybody because you learn some really cool stuff that we're required to do in relocation, which is kind of above and beyond listing stuff. And qualifications for the reload team are
12 transactions in a rolling 12 months.
12 transactions in the last 12 months.
2 years.
Yeah.
In 2 years as a realtor.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are your qualifications that you got to get to. So we'll see everyone Thursday at 10. Destiny will be putting on a relocation training for you. Listing Mastery Awards are this Thursday. It won't actually go to 5:30. It'll probably be done by 5 o'clock. We'll just do all the final numbers, go through the final awards and give out the grand prize awards. Eric and Jimmy's radio spots are rolling. As of the last time I looked, it was like 12,000 impressions or something that you guys have already had on your radio spots, which is really cool. Cindy's radio spot starts this weekend, so she'll start getting hers rolled.
Have you heard yours?
I woke on the phone, I have, you know, but no.
Yeah, I've tried to listen to the commercials on those stations, but then it seems like now I can't get the commercials to play. I'm only in the car when the actual content's on, which is the opposite of normal, so. I'm waiting though. One time, if I hear it, I'm gonna record it, so I've been trying to catch it. So awards are this Thursday. We'll give out all our grand prizes on that. Office updates. Sherry sent out our quarterly agent satisfaction survey. She sends them out weekly, which those I really don't care if you guys fill out or not. That's just if you have something to mention. That's really the important part. The quarterly ones are really important and it actually ties directly to her pay and salary and benefits and stuff that she gets. So they really need you to fill those out to tell you about it. And it helps us know what you guys are thinking, how we can do better and all that stuff. So if you'll take a few minutes and fill out that quarterly survey, that would really help us if you'll fill it out by Thursday. So just take the time. I think there's like 10 questions on it. It doesn't take very long. Anita hit 5 years with Riker. Congratulations to Anita.
Started when she was 39.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll take that.
I'll take that. We got Grew Night this Thursday. Make sure you're sending us people. As mentioned, Angela will be in New Jersey next week, and her whole job once she gets back is building an office full of agents up there in South OKC. So she's working hard on recruiting. If you got anybody that is interested in real estate, please send them to Destiny and she'll get them set up with us. Questions from the week. Can the buyer make a TRR request that is the responsibility of the HOA to fix at the condo?
Anything that you want to fix, so.
I don't think it matters whose responsibility it is.
Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's the HOA's job to fix it. If it's like an exterior thing, you can still put on TRR and it still could be required to be done prior to closing, right? So that would make your buyer feel better that it's going to be fixed prior to them closing on the property. Okay. Can the amount in lieu of repairs go towards the buyer's down payment?
No.
Why not?
Nothing can go towards the buyer's down payment, but you can't give buyers money. You can't give buyers money.
The seller cannot pay for a down payment. That's the one big firewall. The seller cannot pay a buyer's down payment in any form, any fashion. Okay, so that's the big line. They can pay for anything else. They can pay closing for the majority of anything else, closing costs, fees, title fees, all that stuff. The big line in the sand is they cannot pay to the down payment. Does that make sense? So if you're asking for an amount in lieu of repairs and it's over the amount of closing costs, that money's not going anywhere. They're not actually gonna get, the buyers are not gonna actually get that money. Does that make sense to everybody?
Do not put the words in lieu of repairs on any documents going to anybody.
That's right. That's right. Don't put in lieu of repairs. We're just gonna mark out the TR, put no repairs to be made prior to closing. And then the addendum will say
Seller to pay so much towards buyers.
an amount not to exceed towards buyer's closing costs, prepaids, escrows, and any and all other costs associated with the buyer obtaining this loan, right? Okay. I don't know how to do a text code. Have you shown us before?
No.
I don't think anybody really asked.
That was not from.
It was asked.
What do you mean?
It was asked. Yes, I have shown
I
you.
was gone.
Yes, there are guides. I would love to show you again. So just let me know if you need help with it. Or Des can also show you if you need help with it. So let us know if you need help with the text code. It's a very simple process. You just pick something that you want them to text to you, and you pick what you want them to see once they texted it. Give me 5 last week was questions you could ask sellers during a doors presentation. These are the ones I got. I actually got one from Noel this morning. I just didn't add them yet. So all these people get 10 individual points and their team gets 10 extra bonus points. Thank you guys for doing it. And then we'll see how many do give me 5 this week now that listing mastery won't be tied into it. Types of value you could show a FSBO, and there might even be a slide on this exact PowerPoint that had that answer. So types of value you could show a for sale by owner. Any other questions or comments?
Several years ago, there was a seller that included a new Corvette with less than 10,000 miles in the purchase of his home.
Sure.
And I he's an acceptable contract.
Yeah.
And that caused all kinds of heartache and stuff like that. And they ran it past the commission. They said, it's a seller's incentive.
Yeah.
Just like a lawn tractor, only it was about a $30,000.
Yeah.
It was a big house, but.
Yeah.
You'll see all.
They can almost do it, sellers can almost do anything
Just about.
except pay that down payment. That's really the line that it is. But obviously, the listing agent can't be putting the Corvette in the yard and saying, please buy this house. That's a whole nother problem.
Put that on the contract, yeah, cross trouble with the.
Yeah, the appraisal and
It
stuff.
was, it was somewhere under disclosure.
Any other questions or
I thought it was
comments?
stupid.
All right, thanks for your guys' attendance. We'll start one-on-ones.
Whoever got